I am honored to share the life of my father, the Reverend Dr. Gerald O. Pedersen, otherwise known as Jerry, who passed away on July 21st, 2024, at the age of 98. Born on August 19, 1925, in Sylvan Grove, Kansas, Dad was the youngest of 4 children born to Elizabeth and Oscar Pedersen, Danish immigrants. Dad's family moved to Long Beach, California in 1926, where his early life was shaped by the Great Depression, and during which my grandfather shifted from owning a general store and butcher shop to driving a bakery truck. While my grandmother took in laundry, my father contributed by delivering newspapers. Trinity Lutheran Church played a central role in the family's community life, and my dad became the Youth Luther League president. During this same period, Dad attained the rank of Eagle Scout and developed a lifelong passion for mountain hiking, thanks to the Boy Scouts of America.
In 1943, upon his high school graduation, my father enlisted in the U.S. Marine Corps during World War II and was immediately placed into the V-12 program at UC Berkeley to study engineering for officer training. After a year of studies, he requested transfer to active duty and was fortunate to serve on the USS Missouri as a Marine Honor Guard, where he witnessed key events: the ship's loudspeaker announcing use of an atomic bomb, twice destroying entire cities, the Japanese surrender signing ceremony ending the war, and General MacArthur's words, "We must preserve in peace what we've won in war." These were a pivotal influence on the direction of my dad's life, and with the dawn of a nuclear age, he resolved to become a peacemaker.
Well, for me, the special time was when MacArthur challenged us when he said, "We've got to secure in peace what we've won in war." And that was the moment that set my mind, what am I going to do about this? And I came to the conclusion for myself that day, I'm going to be a peacemaker. And my life, my journey has been changed and dominated by that challenge that was given to me, but it was given to every one of us that were there, and it was really given to us as a nation, and it's a challenge to our world.
After the war, Dad returned to Long Beach and met my mother, Drusilla Drew Spong, on his first Sunday back at church. By both accounts, it was love at first sight. They married in 1948 and shared a life of deep commitment and many adventures, while raising their 3 children, myself, my brother Brad, and my younger brother Scott. Dad took full advantage of the GI Bill, earning his Bachelor of Arts from Pomona College, his Master of Theology from Northwestern Theological Seminary, and his doctorate from the Southern School of Theology at USC and Claremont.
Ordained as a Lutheran pastor in 1951, Dad embarked on a mission-driven career aimed at fostering a more just and peaceful world. His journey began in Baldwin Park, California, where he worked on mission development. He then taught at Central Lutheran Seminary in Nebraska and served in campus ministry roles at Portland State University and the University of East Africa in Dar es Salaam, Tanzania.
My father was deeply inspired by Martin Luther King Jr., who he met in 1961. King's call to he and other pastors to get off the sidelines and be an extremist for love resonated with Dad, shaping his nonviolent activist approach to social justice.
Each of these roles enriched his perspective and commitment to social justice. Dad's time in Tanzania was particularly formative. As a Protestant chaplain at the only university in newly independent Tanzania, he engaged in interfaith dialogue and met key figures such as President Nyerere. This experience broadened his understanding of global issues and influenced his subsequent work. Drew also contributed significantly during this time as an assistant to the dean for the Institute of Public Policy. The family took full advantage of their time abroad, exploring East Africa, Egypt, Israel, Palestine, and Europe.
Returning to the U.S. in 1967, my grandfather became the Lutheran chaplain and director of the Ecumenical House at San Francisco State University. His support for the Black student movement and the push for an ethnic studies department led to his arrest during a student strike in 1968. Despite the personal risk, Grandpa Jerry's actions demonstrated his unwavering commitment to social justice. His bishop, Segerhammer, lauded his clear insights into ministry and social responsibility, acknowledging the courage he displayed in confronting social injustices. Grandpa's ministry at San Francisco State University was marked by his dedication to student activism and social change. His involvement in supporting the Black student movement's demands for ethnic studies and minority enrollment played a significant role in shaping the university's programs. The Ethnic Studies Department he helped advocate for is now one of the oldest such programs in the nation. In 2008, he was invited to speak at the 40th anniversary of the student strike, a testament to his enduring impact.
In 1971, my Grandpa Jerry and Grandma Drew moved to London for a year, where he conducted postdoc studies on the national healthcare system as a Danforth Fellow at the London School of Economics. My grandparents and their two youngest kids, Kim and Scott, traveled extensively during this time, exploring Europe and Scandinavia in a Volkswagen camper van. Upon returning to the U.S. in 1973, Grandpa became the senior pastor at Mount of Olives Lutheran Church in Mission Viejo, California. His ministry there was characterized by a joyful and inclusive approach, emphasizing social justice and peace. The church grew significantly under his leadership, and he took a hands-on approach to creating the church's beautiful stained glass windows with the help of volunteers.
Have a little faith, I say. Have a little faith, my friend. We got to help each other through thick and thin. These are trying times that we're living in. Have a little faith, I say. Have a little faith, my friend.
Grandpa's impact extended beyond the church. He served as president of the Orange County Interfaith Peace Council, and he was board president of the National Lutheran Peace Fellowship. His dedication to peace was evident in his activism, including leading nonviolence training workshops and participating in protests against nuclear testing and other social injustices. And remarkably, in 2014, at age 89, my grandfather was arrested during protests at Beale Air Force Base for opposing the use of drone strikes. This was a perfect example of my grandfather's willingness to sacrifice for the greater good and being a badass.
Throughout his life, Grandpa Jerry was a passionate advocate for social justice and peace. His book, Unfinished Journey, From War to Peace, From Violence to Wholeness, reflects his deep commitment to these causes. Even after retiring from active ministry in 1992, Grandpa remained engaged in advocating for social justice, participating in community activism, and addressing issues such as farm workers' rights and gun violence. His efforts to promote a less violent and more just world were a continuation of his lifelong mission.
I love you. My father's life was profoundly enhanced by 71 years of life together with my mother, Drew. They were very much in love, with deep respect and enjoyment of each other's gifts. My mom brightened my dad's life, as she did any gathering of people. Their partnership together brought joy to all who knew them. I love you. 4 years ago, Dad lost his beloved life partner. With her wise counsel, uplifting humor, caring diplomacy, and unwavering love through it all. Their love for each other only deepened through the years.
Grandpa's retirement years were marked by his continued involvement in congregational life, including his roles at Stanford's University Lutheran Chapel and St. John's Lutheran Church in Sacramento, where he joined in 1999. His unique blend of experience as a parish pastor, university chaplain, seminary professor, and international missionary enriched every community he served.
In the final years of his life, Grandpa Jerry continued to inspire with his vision of peace and justice. He spoke passionately about his World War II experiences and advocated for diplomacy and justice in various interviews and public engagements. As one of the last remaining witnesses of the USS Missouri surrender signing, my grandpa's reflections on peace and war were particularly poignant and memorable.
Hello, everyone. How are y'all doing? Love to hear from you first, sir. You're looking great in that uniform.
I served in the Missouri for a year.
Oh, great.
I was in the honor guard that day, and I was excited to be there naturally. But the one thing I'm interested in is Douglas MacArthur's challenge to us that day to go out and to preserve in peace what we won in war. I wish we had a peace academy where we had a concentrated attention. How do we create the peace relations, not just between individuals, but also the communities and nations as well?
He is also the reason why I was Boy Scout. Throughout my years, he has inspired and supported me through everything. Anytime I needed help with something for Boy Scouts, he was always there in my corner, willing to support me.
Dad is survived by me, Brad Pedersen, my partner, Susie Becker, my sister, Kim Pedersen, and my brother, Scott Pedersen, and his wife, Carrie, along with their children, Margot and Dane. His former daughter-in-law, Kim Ludden Pedersen, and our children, McKenna and Blake Pedersen. My father's legacy is one of unwavering faith, boundless energy, and a relentless commitment to justice and peace.
I'm wearing a dress blues today because I never had one when I was in the service, and my family honored me by getting one, so I wore it all day today.